Come on, stream. There we go. Welcome. Welcome to the final stream. As long as no technical issues appear, this will be our ending. Last time we got Luna's ending. This time we will get Phi's ending and complete the game. Though I do need to make a slight detour, since there is one file I missed. I'm gonna quickly just get the file and go. We need to get the two parts to the key. Yeah, I'm gonna quickly just go and look up how to get everything done here. We have 0 escape. Not either of those rooms. We want the we want the crew quarters. So we need, there's a key and another key, those two. Okay, there we go. Let's get out of here. Have to go back over to room 2. Here, one piece. Go over through here. Go into here. Pick this up. Go back over and get the handcuffs off of cabin 3. So that's an important piece, is to get into the third one. You have a key, Sigma, so open it. There we go. Which those handcuffs become important in Luna's ending, if you remembered. We have box cutters. We can go over here, open that, and pull that. Actually, I don't believe we really need anything else here. We need to open that pen up. How do I open up that phone? Go on the phone, just press 2 if she says that. You can enter some secret. Oh, jeez. Okay, so apparently there's some interesting calls we can make off the first phone. Okay, well there's this one first. There's that one. And there's 3.1415. The first example appears sometime around 9,500 BC, a time known as the Egyptian Neolithic period or the New Stone Age, when stone tools shaped by polishing or grinding were becoming common. Often they took forms of gelatin or honey concealed inside a wrapping created from ground oats, wheat, rye, or do you even stop? And there's this one. That wouldn't tell me what it means. Ready for the time of your life, sweetheart? That's a little too rich for my blood, thanks. Okay, so it's 2592 and it's 2952. Locker, take it open, grab the aluminum foil, put the correct pattern to get the set tape, go with 3 and then return. In this room into the what was that? Enter this room into the first, take out the small pen. Just 2652. Did I not just put that? I think I put 29. I think I put 29. And there you go. That opened. Let's pull this out. So there we go. Now it's powered on. The secret password is 9861. So you have 9861. And there we go. Sun, star. We have sun, star. At least he figures just to look at it. I believe what I can do is probably get away with a save and then load a further point. Those doors have opened.
Chromatic doors have opened.
So here we go. There are a total of 7 variety of chromatic doors in the Nonary game facility. One for each of the following colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, red, green, blue, and white. The primary chromatic doors will open at a specified time. Participants can see how much time is left on the primary doors. Tell the primary doors open by pressing the buttons on both sides of their bracelets. Several conditions must be met by a group to enter the primary doors in order for the secondary doors to open. There must be 2 pairs of bracelets, one solo bracelet. The color of all 3 bracelets must together either form the color of the door they are trying to enter, or it's complementary. It's kind of hard to remember though, so let's take a look at this instead. EU. E stands for erotic units. EU is a system developed to measure a combination of physical, emotional, and situational attractiveness. It ranges from 0 to 20, where 20 might be Marilyn Monroe and 0 might be Gilbert Gottfried. For the curious, Danny Trejo rates 16 EUs. Just being sexy does not guarantee a high EU rating. Not to be confused with competing systems of hotness or sexability. The EU system weighs a number of factors such as practicality, sustainability, emotional investment, and the bias of the observer. Women with a high EU rating have usually mastered the art of the tease. Grandpa videos. A collection of films that Tim Miyagi has gathered. Their contents isn't really explicit per se, but they still aren't appropriate for someone Quark's age. It should be noted that the term does not simply imply videos containing grandpas or grandpa-like actors. Sigma has a strange verbal and possibly psychological tick which causes him to make cat puns whenever he talks about cats. The cause of this behavior seems to be an experience he had as a child. When Sigma was in preschool, there was a deserted house near his school that everyone called the Cat Mansion. He always loved cats, so every day he would visit the Cat Mansion to give the cats that lived there some of his lunch. One day he realized that he could understand what the cats were saying to one another. The magical black cat appeared and told him that it had given him this gift in exchange for giving food to its fellows. But the magical cat said, "You can never tell anyone about your gift." The magical black cat warned, "If you do, you'll be cursed." The young Sigma was so happy about his newfound ability that he slipped and told a girl about it, so the black cat cursed him. His curse was to speak only in cat puns for the rest of his life. Fortunately for him, a magical white cat came along soon after and felt the curse was a little too hard and lessened it, so that he would only talk in cat puns when he talked about cats. And they lived happily ever after. This is a phone. A device that converts sound into electrical signals and transmits them through a wire so they can be decoded and played back on the other end. It is useful for speaking to people who are far away. The invention of the telephone is generally credited to Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. But there is dispute in some circles as to whether or not this is the truth. In the game, there is a phone in one of the cabins. And it can't call outside of the facility, of course. But what if you try something like 5309 or 6969? Other numbers might do other things, so give it a try. So you have quite literally, I believe 0 is also there, you have 10 to the 4th combinations. which converts into 10,000 different numbers you can attempt. We're missing this one and this one. There's only 2 files left.
5 minutes remain until...
Hey, the doors are open.
You need to figure out.
What are our options this time?
Pay attention. I'm only saying this once. Just like the last time, you got...
I quickly laid out our choices. Option A. Luna and I go with Clover through the green door. Myoji and Dio go with Alice through the red door. Kay and Quark go with Vi to the magenta door. Go through the blue door. Option B, I and Luna pair up with Vi to go through the red door, which is what we'll be doing today. Vi and Dio will go with Clover through the blue door, and Kay and Quark will go with Alice through the green door. The third option, blah 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 blah. Don't feel like reading it.
3 minutes remain until chromatic doors closed.
Okay, how do we want to do
We
this?
decided the first time. Every
Yeah,
guy decides.
by you.
I only have one BP left.
No, you very much don't. Especially since when we had one BP, you were like, fuck no. So, as much, I would say no, but this time we'll actually say yes.
Doesn't seem like the fair thing is to let the person with the greatest disadvantage choose.
No, the fair thing is for you to choose what's going on.
Wouldn't you agree?
And then Clover. And then from there you don't care.
That means you should get to choose too. I mean, you only got one BP, right?
You've got a point. But how about we listen to what Alice wants first? So tell us, which door and which people do you want?
The green door. And I want to go with Kay and Quark.
I see. Option B, then. That means Tenmyoji and Dio will go with Clover through the blue door. Is that all right with you, Tenmyoji?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind.
Why? If we go through there together, are you really, really sure?
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Matter of fact, that's why I want to go with you. You said you didn't trust me, right? Well, I'd like to change your mind. I figure this will give me the chance. I've been wanting to pair up with Alice, too. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, and that is?
You've already paired up with her.
We'll get to that later.
Anyway, Alice's first choice would be up.
Yes.
What about the rest of you? Is that okay too?
I thought about it for a moment. If I went with option B, then Luna and I would go through the red door with Vi. As far as how I felt about that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
have any problems with it.
There were no objections.
And we're all set. Let's go, everybody.
10 seconds remain until chromatic doors close. 9, 8, 7.
Quickly, hurry through the doors. We wobbled quickly to one another and then split up. Kay, Quark, and Alice head for the green door, while Tenmyoji, Dio, and Clover ran through the blue one. My feet slammed against the hard metal of the warehouse floor, and Luna, Vi, and I ran to the red chromatic door in the next stage of the Nonary game.
2, 1, 0. Chromatic
The doors closing. Now for the final secondary room. Huh? Is this a dead end?
All three doors seem to be locked.
Yeah, looks like it.
I wonder what this is.
Looks like the thing next to the number 9 door.
It's got a lever. Try pulling it, Sigma.
Why should
Might be
I?
dangerous. Maybe it'll trigger an explosion. Or possibly shocks you when you pull it. Who knows?
Right. Then I have no choice. Did you really think I'd say that, you heartless monster? And there's nothing on either side, is there?
What's that supposed to mean?
Sorry for the confusion. I was talking...
It's called dressing modestly. I'll have you know I'm a C-cup.
If you're a C-cup, I'm packing 12 inches. We continued in that vein for some time until Luna pulled the lever because you two are too stupid. Huh?
What? It sounded like you two might take a while, so I pulled the lever. Is that okay?
Go.
Only the one on the left opened.
The other ones are still shut tight,
Well, we should get going anyway.
being the pantry and the laboratory.
Yeah.
Here's a room we've never been in. What is this place?
It looks like some kind of control room.
Control room?
I can see a huge machine of some sort on the other side of this window. Maybe a generator?
Right, well, let's split up and look around.
We need cards with the moon on them for the next AB game, right?
Yeah. They're probably in the room somewhere.
Let's get started.
Seek a way out. This is the control room, theme 114. It is called Annihilation. This is one of the two this room, right here, right now. No one's entered it before. Now, let's have some fun. And and just to make mention, this right here, let me delete that. This right here is the generator that's inside this room. I never noticed that until I started playing here. Here we are. Anyway, I should probably just get rid of that because that's just going to plug up everything. So let's get that. We have T. We'll pull the memory stick out. There we go. And now we have a screen, different screen. Okay. Bunch of different books. Here's our safe in question. Of course, we don't know it. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay. We'll need to worry about those numbers later, once I find out where they belong. We have a protractor, a compass. There's something here. There we go. Polypropamine. Oh, this is kind of like a pseudo culmination of everything as well. Well, here we need to turn the blue one into hours and minutes. To turn minutes into hours, you divide it by 60. 60 goes into that 35, 6, 7, 8 hours. And since we have to keep minutes, we have to convert it back over. That gives you 30 left. And the red one you have to convert as well. The thing is you also have to convert it even more with the minutes. So first of all, we can scratch off one of those. So converting this, so divide this by 6, you have, well, so you have about, so you can do about 20? Is it 20 or 200 I'm thinking of? Because it has to be 6. So it'd be 200. Oh, it wouldn't be 200. It'd be 190. Then if you divide that by 60, you get 310. Let's see, so you need 830 and 310. And voila. What the? Okay then. I'm not entirely sure what we do there. Let's rip this thing off. Please take it. Oh, because that clearly makes sense. Okay. So you have, okay, well I was kind of hoping we would take that, but apparently Sigma doesn't want to take it. Okay. So we have on, off, on. Oh. I can fit somewhere else. I don't believe the rest we can really look at. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It does have 8 legs. Annihilation reactor? This is Mr. Octopus's control room. Well, this is gonna go here. Yes, put it in, Sigma. God. Oh, well, that's easy. Stick that in there. And boom, there you go. Sounds similar to what we did in the laboratory. What? Go from top to bottom. It was actually pretty easy to just cheese it. I want to take the lever back. You fuck. Nothing happens when you touch it. Scanner yellow? We have moon, star. Yeah, this is the room that made me started to really hate the rotating camera. I didn't see the orb. I didn't. Jeez. That's moon. Get rid of those. Moon, star. There we go. And there we go. So let's quickly read this file, shall we? No, I saved 1 second before 35 hours. The archives, and in secret, we get this one. For some reason, Sigma, or perhaps the author, seems to have an unnatural obsession with swimsuits. Why is that? Was he involved in a horrible swimsuit accident, now repressed in his youth? Or did he have a crush on the high school in high school and a girl on the swim team who put her Olympic aspirations ahead of any possible romance. Or is he just a perv? The world may never know. The device can be used in an emergency to deactivate the antimatter bombs hidden throughout the facility. It doesn't really have an official name. Sometimes it's just called the designated computer terminal, but sometimes it's just the input device. The device has a small QWERTY keyboard beneath the LSD display. Beneath a LSD display. In case you're wondering, QWERTY just means it's the type of keyboard So it has like QWERTYUIOP for the top row of letter, ASDFGHJKL for the middle, and then ZXCVBNM for the bottom. That's the QWERTY keyboard. There are different variations of the keyboard. Especially when they were trying to evolve into the QWERTY keyboard. In a general sense, an antimatter reactor is a system that generates electricity or some other form of power from matter-antimatter reactions. This facility uses hydrogen and antihydrogen. The reactions power a turbine which generates energy and powers everything in the facility. It looks like a gigantic octopus, but it's definitely not edible, no matter how you cook it. I don't think you want to cook it. That might be bad. A particular type of antimatter, normally hydrogen atoms, has one proton, one electron, but an antihydrogen atom has the opposite, one antiproton and one positron. In November 2010, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, the CERN, issued a statement announcing that they had captured an antihydrogen atom. They claimed that they had gathered 38 of them, in fact, and managed to hold them in a special container for 0.2 seconds. Less than 6 months later, in June 2011, they managed to capture several more antihydrogen atoms and contain them for more than 1,000 seconds. Although the creation and storage of antimatter is still a difficult obstacle, these results suggest that antimatter reactors could someday be a possibility. Though probably not as soon as the game. No. Actually, I can't say anything on that. By the time this game happens, it very well could be. God, I don't know why I'm so tired. I shouldn't be. Is it becoming stormy again? Is that why I'm so tired? TNT is often used as a reference point when discussing the power of explosive devices. Specifically, explosive power is usually described by tonnage. The amount of energy 1 ton of TNT is approximately 4.184 gigajoules. That means an explosive device with the output of 1 megaton generates 4.184 petajoules. Petajoules, in case you're wondering, there's 1, and there's 1,000, which is kilo. Then you have 1 million, which is mega. 1 billion, in stands for giga. 1 trillion in is tera. And 1 quadrillion in this one's kilo, mega, giga, tera. This is peta. I like to think of it as bytes. He says as he's probably spelling the wrong one. But yeah, so you have bytes, kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, you have terabytes, which most computers run on, and then petabytes, which are something that we have some computers use, but not most public ones. TNT stands for Trinity Tilitrin, no, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, yes. Trinitro Toluene. That's it. It's one of the most common explosives, which is how it came to be a reference point. A kilogram of TNT, trinitro, has 4.184 megajoules of energy, but a kilogram of butter has 30 megajoules. Butter is some dangerous stuff. Yes, but butter has a lot of energy, but doesn't really have an effective way to release all that energy spontaneously. Einstein's famous equation, simply put, means that the energy is equal to the mass times the speed of light squared. It is described how much energy you'd get by annihilating matter with antimatter. A lot. But also carries an interesting implication that with enough energy you could theoretically create matter. I mean, because, yeah, E equals mc squared. And as long as all the rules of mathematics are obeyed, you could literally say that matter is equal to the energy divided by c squared, or the speed of light squared is equal to the energy divided by the mass. Or c, simply put, is the square root of the energy divided by the mass. As long as E equals mc squared follows the mathematical rules, all of these are true. It's just that most people do this one, because you're usually looking for energy. You almost never need to find the mass, and since c is technically a constant, then you don't need to figure out c. So if you're ever looking for an equation like this, you should probably stop. Of course, one of those physics professors could just give you C equals the square root of E divided by 1,000 and just be a prick. But if you're smart enough, you'd realize that it's just 100 times C. You'll realize that's how much energy. The amount of energy that you need, that you'd get by combining 350, milligrams each of, you'd get by combining 350 milligrams each of matter and antimatter, because it'd be a capital M if it was mega. You will get this number using equation E equals mc squared. You convert to 700, 7.0 times 10, and to the minus fourth is that. And then what's the speed of light? About 300,000 kilometers per second. Yeah, kilometers per second. If you convert that to meters, you get 3.0 times 10 to the 8th, or about 3 billion meters per second. If you square that, it's 9 times 10 to the 6th. In case you're wondering, that's scientific notation. That, like if I wanted to write 3,468, in scientific notation, you would convert to 3.468 times 10. Then how many times did you need to move the decimal point? If you need to move the decimal point this way, it's a negative number. If you move it this way, it's a east positive. Backwards. So let's see. Yeah. So if you move it to the left, it's positive. If you move it right, it's negative. And that's mostly important in, well, there's a little use in chemistry, but it's mostly physics. Like, that's the first thing you learn in physics. They tell you about significant figures. And if you multiply that times the original mass, you'd get 63 times 10 to the 12th of 63 trillion. Which would make sense. Since you would have, if you have 7.0 times 10 to the negative 4th plus 8.0 times 10 to the 12th. If you not do that, if you multiply them, what you do is you multiply 8 and 7 to get 56. And then you multiply those. And if you ever do, and then it pretty much turns into this. So it'd be times 10 to the 8th. That's what it would convert into. And there you go. I'm supposed to pull the USB back. See, this is why I don't like it. Pull that bloody thing out. Seven, 2, 1, 3. See, I have to go all the way around just to do this. So this was 7, 2, 1, 3. So we got a disc-shaped part, which we can use over here. Nothing's happening. And scanning. So let's go and look at the screen then. CT scan? You mean like from a hospital? One of those things that can take a picture of cross sections of your brain and organs and stuff? Like roots, for instance. Interesting. So what we're seeing here on the left is a slice of that root. So what are we supposed to do then? I think trial and error is going to be the best way to figure this out. Just start messing with it and we'll see what happens. Alright. Drag up and down the image of the roots displayed on the layer. Cross circles are blank. Assign an appropriate number to each circle. Number you can use are displayed below the cross section. You can move the numbers they need by dragging them. There goes nothing. Ah, right. Okay. So, a little more mathematical trickery, I believe. So what we're going to end up is we're going to equal a root that's worth 100. Now here is what we're supposed to try and get. So this is supposed to be 1/4 of 100. So the yellow section is supposed to, might make that look better. The yellow section, is supposed to equal 25. The red section, that is not an equal sign, that's a Z. The red section is supposed to look like 1/5, which equals 20. 6 out of 20 turns into 3 out of 10, which means the green turns into a whopping 30, and the blue is whatever's left. So 30 plus 20 plus 25 equals 75. So blue is supposed to equal 25. So that's a 9. That's a 6. That's an 8. And that's a 10. Huh, looks like I got it. Well, would you look at that? This is sun, sun, and star. Sun, sun, star. And there we go. Control room completed. Yes, it opened. Okay, let's get our prize. First, we've got this. The 4B map, which is underneath all the important stuff. Above and below. Yep, there you go. That's where the names came from. Why does that seem ominous? Whatever, moving on. The next prize is the 2 card keys. Or key cards. We got 2 things left. One of them I've seen before, but this. There's our input device. That's why there's only one place you can actually. There's only one time you go into the control room, and it's right here and right now. We can worry about that later. Might as well take it with us for now, though. And finally, we can get out. Let's get going. So we found the key. Right, let's go. And here's our exit. The door's locked. The door is locked. It says lock. Okay, let's go. Yes, let's. I agree. 3, 2, 1. Open. You found it. And there we go. Control room completed.
An Ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes.
Huh? What's going on?
Maybe someone from another team opened one of them. They must have found a room card.
Well, why the hell would they just go and open one of the doors on their own?
Upstairs. Whoever jumped the gun is probably in the warehouse.
Right, okay, let's go. Rather than teleporting us over to the warehouse, like it did more in Luna's ending, it's gonna have us walk there. We leapt out of the magenta door and into the warehouse. There's Tenmyoji, Dio, and Clover. Hey, what the hell is this? Why'd you open one of the AB rooms before the rest of us got back?
Clover and I haven't done anything.
Dio didn't feel like waiting, I guess.
You got a problem?
Yes, I do have a problem.
Why? I don't remember saying anything about waiting till everyone got back to open the AV rooms.
Are you kidding me? We didn't talk about it because we thought it was common sense.
He's right. We were able to get back. The others could still be stuck somewhere. What if they can't get back into...
No sooner were those words out of her mouth.
Oh, thank goodness. You're all here.
Did something happen?
It's Quark, you see.
What happened to Quark?
It collapsed. It happened so suddenly. We're just searching our room.
What?
Please, we must hurry to the infirmary. This condition can change at any moment. You should go.
Oh no.
Tenmyoji shoved Kay aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks and ran off after him.
Quark. Come on, kid. Get a hold of yourself.
Tenmyoji grabbed Quark's shoulders and began to shake him desperately. It was Clover who stopped him.
Hey, what are you doing?
He's sick.
And we don't even know what if you make him one.
Then what am I supposed to do? I have to save it.
Save? That seems a little extreme. Maybe he just doesn't.
No, that's not. I know him better than Eddie. He doesn't have anything.
Then call an ambulance.
This is...
The infirmary seems pretty. There are plenty of doctors without a doctor.
Oh, right. Well, we've got Luna.
That's right. You have a medical.
Wait, is that true, Luna? Well, yes.
You have to take a look at him, please. Quark needs your help.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I think that machine over there is a medical scanner. It's called an ADDI. It uses... Yes, I believe it can. I just let us know, of course.
Mostly repeat dialogue, so I'm not gonna waste time.
Well, it feels like work.
Oh no.
Yes.
He has
he's
Radical
been-
6.
Yeah, I told Alice and Tenmyoji about it.
Fine, I heard about it from Luna.
Echo 6 one last time.
He can't. How could he have gotten infected? That's not possible.
Something about the tone of his voice seemed strange. Why wasn't it possible? Hatemi Oji
There must
known
be something we can do! How can we cure him?
Adam says it's the only way to counteract vaccine.
Where is it? Shouldn't it be the infirmary?
We looked around.
I don't trust. I'm asking for.
Sorry, but he was telling me they didn't find anything.
What about the other rooms? Sig, what about you? Did you find anything?
We found the control room. You mean in the control room? All that had was a bunch of stuff for controlling the generator. I don't think anyone would put medicine in there.
What about you, Kay? Was there any medicine in your room?
I'm terribly sorry. There was nothing of the sort in the archives. Books and so on in abundance, but no medicine.
Oh, God. He's good. No, God, no.
Look, just to be sure, where did the three of you go?
Someplace called the Bee Garden.
The Bee Garden. Oh, that's another funny little fact. If we pull up the flow map, since we'll be going through the last white door here, because let's face it, it's kind of obvious that we're going through the last white door here. If you look at the path of the white doors, here, when we went to the green door had the Golem Bay. The blue door, the team that went through the blue door went through the rec room, and the team that went through the red door had the pantry. Here, the blue team went through the pressure exchange chamber. The team that went through the red door went through the treatment center. The team that went through the the team that went through the red door was in the laboratory, and the team that went through the green door had the treatment center. Here, you have the team that went through the red door was the control room. The team that went through the blue door, or went to the Bee Gardens, and the team that went through the green door was the archives. So in this branch, each of the colored doors is contained within itself. Just an interesting little point.
It was kind of like a park with trees and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, no medicine. Maybe some medicinal plants?
But what about and how do we get to the laboratory? Timioji slumped to the ground. For a moment there was silence.
Clark?
Quark! Oh, thank God! You're awake!
Get away from me!
What? Quark, what are you...
Sorry, Grandpa. I can't.
After what? What are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious? I have to. Like,
And he quickly tries to stab himself and fails because we stop him for the 9th time.
no! Let it go!
You're right.
On it.
Me too.
Stop it! Let go of you!
Oh, right.
Damn you, bastard! Why won't you let me? I have to get out of this. They can't lock. Please, you have to let me. Let me. Kill someone. Kill him.
And now someone took the scalpel, which we know who it was.
Luna,
Yes?
are there any tranquilizers?
No. Well, I mean, what? They're super...
Silvero?
That's the anesthetic. The one that's in our bracelets.
Indeed it is. Just making sure that everything's still in tip-top shape. Sorry, 1 second. I got... let me just double check something real quick. Okay, nothing in the inbox yet. Sorry, school-related stuff, so I just wanted to make sure.
Good. Hit him with some... He'll be fine. It's just an NS. It won't hurt him.
But
Just hurry up and do it. Come on, Luna. Okay, let me just...
Since I'm not really doing, since I'm only doing streaming for fun, school is more important right now.
Good. Wait until he... Now! Do it now! Right.
No! Stop! Stop!
And out he goes.
That's the way it's according to these... Yes. What about the Anis? How long will it... We shouldn't wake up...
Eh.
I think that he probably...
Yeah?
Huh? Oh.
How much deep?
All I've seen of... Why would I lie? I've seen other... So when Mark... Yes, at least...
And then we have
what are you doing?
some quarks being injected. Hello, Hartza. Is it me or does the voice lines echo? They've probably been echoing for a while. No. If they haven't echoed before, I have no idea what you're hearing. Because I think they've been echoing for a while now. Because I haven't changed the volume of anything. Actually, I have. Did I? I did. Let me quickly adjust that. Logs, not logs. I want... Save? No. Yes, save. Then I'm going to quickly quit. Options.
Isn't that obvious?
That should be good enough. If it's not, oh well. I'm not changing it too much. I'm here to get through the game, damn it. Oh, hello again, Alice. Are you going to actually kill yourself again? Well, I can answer that question.
We're all going to die. We're all dead already. These terrorists resort to biological warfare.
Hey,
You don't understand?
They will soon. Of course. They've already used it, dear.
The virus is spread. Adults.
I see it as the whole game echoing, but funny enough, your voice is not echoing. If my voice is echoing, there's a very big problem. I can probably tell you why the game is echoing. Always, because I think it's when the mics are trying to pick up the game audio, it's picking it up again. And there's not much I can do with it. because I have open speakers. I don't have a headset. So I believe you're hearing it once through original capture, and then once through the music hitting my mic, which is also pretty open. I have an open system.
Children, everyone, there won't be.
And off Alice runs. And she went through one of the two doors.
You lost her.
Well, if it's loud enough, it'll echo through. I think I did change the volume last night. Look at that time. So close to a perfect hour.
Well, let's split up and look. Quickly. She can't...
Right.
Look. If you find her, it's probably best not to shout or anything.
Because I actually I tweaked the knob on my speaker. And that, of course, changes the volume. If I didn't, and you were hearing an echo, I wasn't going to be bothered.
Just do your best not to provoke her, understood? 10 EOG.
Gotcha.
The rest of us sound good?
Yeah, I stay here.
Alright, let's move.
Just because it's mostly... I don't really have an effective way to do it, and I'm not going to waste my time trying to fix it when it's not a problem to begin with. Or it's not a problem worth investing time into. We go to the lounge, even though we know for a fact that she is in the crew quarters. There's only one time where she's not, and that's in her ending, where she's in the bee garden. Just always has it. Even though in Luna's ending, she actually kills herself with Dio's knife. Otherwise, yeah, she just keeps stabbing herself with the surgeon, that scalpel. Well, you weren't here to watch Luna's ending because that was last night. It was in the middle of the night. The video should be up on YouTube so you can check it. Dio has knife. Dio has knife. So this is the archives, huh? Kate, Quark, and Alice search this room. Because as you can probably see, there's a large chunk just missing in our notepad, in our memos. It sounded really loud for some reason. Don't know why I did. Oh, this was just some fun stuff. So with that in mind, Dio seems to be the only person with a lot of items in his pocket. That's true. Or items in general. He has the cyanide pill. He has the poison pill rather. He has the bomb arm. He has the 4 bombs that he puts on. He has the knife. Because then he also uses the knife to kill the old lady at the beginning. Damn, nothing's here either. Nothing here either. We need to find her quick or she's going to do something bad. If she loses it like Quark did. And nobody's around to stop her. Shit, I need to hurry. I decided to try the gardens where Clover, Tenmyoji, and Dio had gone after they passed through their door. Yes, I will be mentioning a lot of things that happened in Luna's ending. Because now, technically, since I streamed it, it's knowledge that's publicly known. The first thing I noticed when I stepped inside was the smell. Plant life was everywhere. The air was filled with the fresh scent of growing, underlaid with sweet, dry tones of dead leaves underfoot. While the air outside had been dry and harsh, and here it was warm, wet, and a forest like a spring rain. Just like Clover said, plants and stuff everywhere. Because the one place that has Excelivir was behind the door we went through. We went through the only place we've never been to before, the control room. I walked slowly down the path and still slightly stunned. Most of the facility had been cold, dull metal, but this room was positive, verdant. Man, hard to believe there's something like this here. What the hell is this even for? As strange as the garden was, Alice needed to be my priority. I reined my thoughts back in and continued down the path into the grass. Sorry, I've dabbed out to check something. Okay. Nothing so far. Anyway, back to this. I'd only gone a few steps when I stopped short. As she was the regard she is. Alice.
Oh, there you are. Good. I'm glad you showed up. I just got here a minute ago. She was like this when I found her. When you showed up, I was getting ready to take her to the infirmary.
Then she's alive?
Yeah. Her breathing and pulse seem normal. She doesn't appear to have any obvious external wounds.
So she's just unconscious?
Looks like it.
What about the scalpel?
Doesn't look like she has it. Figure she probably dropped it on the way here.
So, Alice is not dying again.
Anyway, we need to get her to the infirmary.
Damn shame.
Give me a hand here.
Right.
Wait, hold on. There's something I need to tell you. Just stay calm.
What?
Look to the right.
Am I right or you're right?
You're right.
What the hell? This is a bomb.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure someone didn't move it here from the crew quarters.
I mean, back... She actually was just knocked out in, this pathway right here. You found her just lying unconscious. Because otherwise she couldn't betray you. She's found knocked out inside the bee gardens. On both Phi's pathway, this one, and her own.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it's an entirely different bomb.
With the whole 01 on
Look at
it.
the number on the side.
It says 1. The one in the crew quarters said 3. Shit. Then there's no question, huh?
I've got more good news. Just think about the numbers for a moment.
You're saying there's a 2 bomb out there somewhere.
I can't be sure, but
Damn it. That means we're talking about an explosive size of 3 tons of TNT.
yeah.
Who said it?
Clover, Tenmyoji, and Dio investigated the garden. There's also a chance someone else said it. Anyone could have come here after they left and before we showed up. Anyway, we need to move Alice.
Right.
Help me out here.
Alice was later than I expected, and Fi and I managed to take off towards the infirmary at a brisk trot.
Alright, please pay attention, everyone. You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
She is also infected with Radical
Results
6.
are she has also been...
Fi called everyone else back after I brought Alice to the infirmary. 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Oh no.
No! What's going to happen to her?
Like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical 6. It's a special antiviral treat whether or not there's any around here, though.
No! No! Oh, Alice, I don't want you to die! Please, please don't die! I don't want to be alone! Don't die!
Clover wrapped her arms around Alice's unconscious body and began to sob. None of us had the heart to pull her off, so all we could do was stand and watch uncomfortably.
Ten minutes remain. All players, if no vote is...
Guys, I think we should...
What about Alice and Quark?
Guess we're just gonna have to leave him behind.
No! I'm not leaving!
Clover.
I'm staying here! Like heck, I'm gonna leave Alice all alone!
She's going to be fine. I gave her some Someril. She'll just be sleeping like Quark.
I don't care! I just want to stay with her. She shouldn't have to be all by herself.
And I would not advise you doing that because your opponent's Dio.
Whatever. She can do what she wants.
Huh?
I see. Dio and Tenmyoji's opponent in the next AB game is Clover. If she doesn't vote, which I don't think I need to mention, would be pretty favorable for Dio. If she stays, he's got an easy round.
Though, of course, he doesn't have 9 BP. He won't get 9 BP because he allied with Luna in the first round.
Oh, what are you saying? You think I'm gonna choose Betray?
Yeah, am I wrong?
Yes.
I mean, at this point, with Dio being allied in the first round to 5 points, his best bet is to just ally if he can. Because that way, he can go into the next round and be like, hey, look, I've allied 2 other times. You can trust me to ally again. And honestly, it just comes down to, do they think Dio is afraid of the other person? Because if he picks Betray, then it's like, well, first of all, you took advantage of someone who wasn't voting. And secondly, there was no point in voting. Dio plays extra mind games. It's a strategy that can work. It's just not a very effective one. Because, like I said, if he betrays, then whoever his opponent is in the next round is very unlikely to pick ally. It significantly increases his chances if he picks ally over betray. Because you have to go to the third round anyway. You have to betray both in order to get out twice. To get out by the second round.
Of course I'm gonna pick Ally. For one, Tenmyoji's gonna be in there with me. I can't just ignore his opinion and make my own choice, right?
No, I won't be going. I can't leave Quark enemies like this. I'll be staying, just like Clover.
Hey, come on now. What is this?
Knock it off, Dio. He's too smart to let you make a scapegoat out of him.
What the hell? Why are you so suspicious of me?
Yes.
What if Dio stays behind too? If Clover, Tenmyoji, and Dio all don't vote, then everyone allies, right?
Oh, you don't know?
And what?
This? You didn't find find a note like this one?
Nope.
Huh? What's this?
We found it in the archives.
Well, there sure as hell wasn't anything like that in the garden.
We didn't find one in the control room either.
Interesting. Apparently, only the archive had one.
What does it say?
Why don't you read it for us, Sigma?
I took a note from him, still slightly confused, began to read. There were someone has to vote, or the groups will be penalized.
At least one member of each trio must vote.
That means Kay has to vote. Quark and Alice certainly aren't in any condition to. If he doesn't, all three of them are screwed.
Wait a second. Kay's got 6 BP. His opponent is gonna have to do. That means if Kay chooses betray.
You needn't worry. I have every intention of choosing
Oh,
Al.
give me a break. You expect us to just swallow your bullshit?
Oh dear. Dio, please, think you do realize that Alice currently, if I were to betray her,
I'm on his computer.
I am not so desperate to escape that I would be willing to kill.
Nope.
Therefore, I will definitely choose ally. Indeed, I really have no choice. Unless, of course, I wish to become a murderer.
Oh boy.
5 minutes.
Like 10th time to get that note. I'm surprised that Sigma isn't getting flashbacks every time the most common repeats happen. It's because he's not supposed to remember.
We don't have time to argue about this.
Because up until now, you could have just played this as your first route.
There's only one solution. Clover, you're going to have to go vote for us.
Huh?
What does that mean?
What, did I use big words? It's this.
I've never seen someone move as fast as before, let alone someone as old as Tenmyoji. In the blink of an eye, he covered a few feet between himself and Dio, and slammed a closed fist into the other man's chest. And Dio fell to his knees, wheezing for air. Tenmyoji waited a half a second to make sure he was down, then turned to look at Clover.
He's not going to stay down forever. Get out of here, Clover. You and Kay are in the same position. I've only got 1 BP, just like Alice.
Interesting. So long as Tenmyoji doesn't vote, Clover's only choice is to choose ally.
Admittedly, there's a chance she might kill me.
Are you saying you trust me with your life?
It's about the size of it. What the hell are you standing around for? You don't need to worry about Alice. Keep a good eye on her. Alice, get moving. You still don't trust me.
No, that's not it at all. I trust you.
3 minutes remain until the next game polling closes.
We need to go.
Come on. Okay. Take care of Alice.
She'll be fine.
Yeah, until Dio gets up and starts stabbing everyone. Seems like that seemed to finally satisfy her, and we were off. Yes, leave it to Clover, who has murdered before in the other game, to escape. Yeah. Hell, she murdered in this game too. We ran as fast as we could, leaping through the doors and tearing through the rooms on our way back to the warehouse. I mean, Clover did chop Tenmyoji's hands off. Oh, wait. I wasn't supposed to say that. Actually, we don't know that, because I never saw that ending. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
You've all got moon cards, right?
Yes, we do.
Good, then let's go. And now for the biggest AB game there is. 4 AB gates yawned open as we swiped our cards. The 5th one, the one Dio had open, stayed empty. The sixth, which would have been Alice's, remained unopened. Kay and Clover quickly entered the second and third from the right. Luna and I headed towards our own.
Hold on a minute.
What is it?
You're going to choose Ally, right?
Yeah, why do you ask?
Of course we are. You promise.
Sure, I promise.
Cross your heart.
Cross my heart.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt if you double-cross me.
Well, it's unfortunate that we don't have much of a choice there, Fi. Don't sweat it. I'm a man of my word. Fi frowned but said nothing and disappeared into her own AB room, second from the left. Luna and I nodded to one another and headed for the last one, the leftmost room. So other than that lock,
1 minute remains until Alex.
so other than that lock that was on Sigma's pathway, this lock right here, this is the only game over that you are going to get. If you do everything right, you can get only one game over. That's this one. Well, I don't have a choice, do I? I promised. I said I would choose Ally.
Vi has 6 BP. If she betrays us...
Yeah, she'll have 9. I know.
Right.
What do you think we should do, Luna?
It's your decision, Sigma. I'm in the same position either way.
What?
You have 6 BP too. That means if we betray Vi...
Then I would have 9 points.
Yes, you see? In either case, I could end up with someone in my group reaching their goal.
20 seconds remain until Alex game polling closes.
That's it. We don't have any time left. You have to make a choice.
Are you sure you are okay? This is okay with you?
Yes.
Alright. I turn to face the machine.
10 seconds remain.
There's more passive than Fluttershy, or around the same, and depends on what season you take her from. Just go and watch Luna's ending. What am I going to choose?
9.
You are going to choose the option you shouldn't. Ally or betray.
6, 5, 4,
This is impossible.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the only game over.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates.
Now opening. Out we go. Luna and I stepped out of our AB room a little later than the others. They were already gathered in front of the projection, awaiting the announcement of the results.
So, you chose betray.
Yeah,
Did you do it to protect yourself? Were you worried that Vi might choose betray?
that's a good question.
Huh?
I'm honestly not sure why I did it.
Well, we should go see the results. I want to see how Kay and Clover voted.
Right. Let's go then.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
You have ally, 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 betray. ally.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
Welcome to where you are the only person who betrays when every group is alive.
Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Well played, Sigma. I guess a promise means a lot to you.
I had nothing to say. She was right. I'd broken a promise.
Why did you do it? Nothing to say. I guess I misjudged you. I thought you were better than this. That was not a smart move, Sigma.
No, it really is not. I only did it because I can't advance otherwise.
I won't forget this. I'll make sure you pay, even if it's the last thing I do. A lapsum semel occasionum, non ipse potest Jupiter, reprehendere.
What's that?
A Latin proverb.
What does it mean?
Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Jupiter is a Roman god. Actually, he's kind of the Roman god. He's in charge of all the others. Not even Jupiter, the ruler of the gods, can take back what's been done. You did something bad. You're not gonna get a chance to take it back.
Nope. I turned away from Phi. I couldn't stand to look at her anymore. In front of me were Kay and Clover. Their eyes bored into me with cold disapproval, and I looked away. They both chose an ally, as promised. The only person who'd betrayed anyone was me. The only person with 9 BP was me. No wonder I wasn't very popular.
What do you intend to do?
You aren't thinking about trying to open the number 9 door, are you?
For a moment, I considered the unthinkable. Could I break through them and reach the door? Once I was through, I'd be out of the game and free from their judgment. But no, I couldn't do that. How could I possibly justify leaving them behind so I could escape on my own? Why had I chosen betray? In my memories, it seemed like almost a flippant choice, as if I'd been curious to see what would happen. If betrayal was what I wanted, I should have made the choice with commitment. But there I was. I couldn't turn back. Even if I didn't try to open the number 9 door, they would all be suspicious of anything I did. Trust is easy to break and hard to repair. Unless I could somehow turn back the clock, I was stuck with the consequences of my actions.
A lapsum semel occasion. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity.
How could I do something that was beyond the reach of a god? Why hadn't I chosen ally? What would be happening to me right now? You would have fallen into another subconscious time travel. What if? Then Phi spoke and I blinked.
Sigma, we're just doing this to be safe. We can't let you run around with 9 BP. I'm afraid you're going to have to sleep for a little while, okay?
Huh? I started to turn around, but it was already too late. I felt a heavy hand slam into the back of my neck. And then everything went dark. Yes, you have to get that game over in order to advance. Now welcome to the third AB game, where it does a nasty little trick.
One minute remaining.
What are you going to do?
Well, I don't have a choice, do I? I promised. I said I'd choose ally.
Thought she betrays us.
Yeah, she'll have 9 points, I know. What do you think we should do, Luna?
It's you to decide in the same position.
What?
You have 60. That means if we betray Vi, and she...
And I would have 9
Yes, you
points.
see? In either case, I could end up with someone...
20 seconds
That's it. We don't have any time left. You have to make a choice.
Are you sure this is okay with you?
Yes.
Alright. I turn to face the machine.
10 seconds remain.
What am I going to choose?
9, 8, 7,
Ally or betray?
6, 5, 4,
This is impossible.
3, 2, 1.
That was not a smart move, Sigma. I won't forget this. I'll make sure you pay, even if it's the last thing I do. A lapsum semel occasionum non ibs.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
Though, of course, when this one does it, took little convincing, but I finally decided, I'm okay with it, I suppose.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room a little later than the others. They were already gathering in front of the projection, waiting the announcement of the results.
You chose ally, right? Are you sure that was okay?
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. Vi did it
You
too.
sound pretty sure if you're still...
Oh, it's not confidence. I already know.
What?
Let's go have a look, shall we? No, you don't, Sigma, because guess what Vi also is? We'll know pretty quick whether I knew anything or not.
Okay, let's go.
Results from round 2, please direct.
Ally, ally. Ally, ally. Ally. Betray. And she will betray you even if you... So don't... Even before that scene. Because it doesn't change that.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
So when I first played through this, I saw Vi's betrayal, and she talked about something that didn't even exist. Let's just say I wasn't too happy about that, but I was more lenient because Vi is the same thing as Sigma. As opposed to whatever BS they put Tenmyoji and Alice through.
Please check your wrist.
What the hell, Vi? Why'd you choose Betray? You chose Ally before.
I see. So you remember it too. The other round too.
What? That wasn't even close to a response I'd expected. It felt anticlimactic. Hey, hold on a minute there. You know? You remember how I chose Betray last time in round 2?
Yeah, of course. Why do you think I chose Betray this time? Don't you remember what I said? That I'd make you pay?
Yeah, I do remember that. Then This is you making me pay?
Yes.
Even though it's not possible if you just allied first. Wait. No, that didn't make any sense. Something wasn't right. How could we both know about an earlier round 2? How could there have been an earlier round 2? Was it some sort of alternative history? What the hell was I thinking? It was conspiracy. That was conspiracy theory shit. Even if it was some sort of alternate timeline or universe or whatever, there's no way I could know what had happened in it. No way I could know. At least, I didn't think there was any way I could know. But if I could, then how? I remember Phi choosing ally, then scowling at me when I broke my promise and swearing revenge.
That was not a smart move, Sigma. I won't forget this. I'll make sure you pay.
Why did I know that? Perhaps more importantly, why did Phi remember it? What the hell did any of this mean? It had happened before, hadn't it? During round 1 of the AB game, when I was playing against Alice, I'd seen something. Phi and I had chosen betray, but for some reason, I'd seen a reality where we chose ally instead. Suddenly, I realized I wasn't alone. I looked up to see Luna, Clover, and Kay. They all began to speak at once.
What happened?
Why did you choose betray, Phi?
Yeah, you're the only one who didn't vote ally.
Phi looked away and scowled. For several long moments, her eyes stared off into the distance, and I could also see her mind working. Finally, she sighed and spoke up.
Right. Well, I've got 9 points now. So sorry, but I'm out of here.
Huh? What do you
Do I
mean?
really have to explain? I'm moving. Through the number 9 door.
Hey, wait. I scrambled around in front of her and threw my
You're
arms
in my
out.
way. Move.
No, I'm not letting you go. What happened to you? I didn't think you were this kind of person who ditched the rest of us so you could get away.
When someone betrays your trust, feels like a part of you dies. Me, I guess, was the part that cared. I don't think you have even the slightest idea what that feels like.
Oh, believe me, I've dealt with it with Alice and Tendoji. I know how it feels. Betrays your... Wait, are you saying...
Whatever. Just get out of my way.
No, I'm not
I
moving.
see. Then you leave me no choice.
As she spoke, Phi bent down. And into the air. Then shot up into the air and all over my head. I spun around to see her standing next to the number 9 door, her hand on the lever. You.
Nice try.
She grinned and tightened her grip on the lever.
Acta est fabula.
What the hell's that?
It's Latin. Applaud. The play has ended. That's what it means.
Latin.
See you later.
Wait, stop. I felt myself speaking before I knew what the words were. Elapsum esum I can't speak Latin, I'm not saying that. Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Are you sure this is how you want it to end? What about the nonary game? Zero? The bombs? We still don't know the truth about any of it. If you leave now, we never will. Is that really what you want? And no one tries to beat up Phi, because clearly Sigma is the biggest threat. And when you find out what Sigma really is, you realize he's not.
Fine.
If I slowly let go of the lever. Phew. Look, I'm sorry about betraying you. I honestly not sure why I did
Forget
it.
about it. This time you chose ally and I chose betray. I think we're even.
What are you talking about?
When did you betray her? Are you talking about round 1?
How could I betray her in round 1? We were partners. No, we aren't talking about round 1. We are.
Just drop it. There's no point. I doubt they'd understand even if you did tell them.
Yeah, you're right.
Huh? I don't get it.
Well, at least it seems Fry has decided to remain.
Now let's knock her out so she can't leave.
You really changed your mind?
Yeah, I'll stick around a little longer. Like you said, I can't leave until we figured out what's going on.
The AB game will continue until someone opens the number 9 door. If someone reaches 9 BP and doesn't open the door, the game will keep going.
Oh man, that's a relief. Please don't scare us like that again.
The Amdex gates have closed.
I'm going to step away for just a moment, then I'll be right back. So I'll be right back. I have returned. I have grabbed something to drink. So let us go back.
Round 3. Star keys. There is no set. The Amdex gates can be.
As long as you have the star keys, you can play the AB game as many times as you want.
You probably won't be allowed to play continuously, however.
Nope. 45-minute
There's a
breaks.
period of time between when the doors open and when the polling ends.
Based off the last 2 rounds, I think it's about 45 minutes long. Oh, that's right. Didn't Zero Jr. say something? As soon as the gates close. The air and so.
So let's check. We will be the red solo.
I'm a magenta pair.
Phi will be cyan pair.
Me too. That means we'll be a team this time.
I believe they get magenta. Magenta goes with green, because green does not go into magenta. I believe Alice is the green solo?
I think we'll do great. Yeah.
Who's gonna be my partner then? I'm a cyan pair.
They do not appear to be here. I, for instance, am a yellow pair.
Huh. Wait a second. If Luna and Clover are a magenta pair, Phi is a cyan pair, and Kay's a yellow pair, who the hell am I supposed to partner up
The
with?
cyan pair, I imagine.
Vi and her mysterious partner.
How do you figure that?
Sigma, what colors are added together to create cyan?
Green and blue, right?
What color would you get by adding your red to that?
Red, green, and blue would be white.
Exactly.
So you're saying the next set of chromatic doors are going to be white?
That's true, we never went to see them.
Yes,
How do you know?
because I have seen them. After leaving the archives, we found a warehouse very similar to this one. In it was a set of white doors. Well, to be precise, a set of doors which radiated white light.
Yeah, I saw him too.
Since any of the group A or the group that goes in the Golem Bay never goes into Warehouse B. Because the red doors will lead immediately back.
After we were finished in the garden, we went to the same warehouse he's talking about.
Gamble, son.
They had the same little lock thingies. I'm 100% sure they're the next chromatic doors. What about the people back in the infirmary? Do they know about the white doors?
Yes. If we exclude Quark from their number, and I believe they do.
Yes. Because Luna was with us. I wonder what colors
As far as
they are.
pairs go, we're missing a cyan and a yellow.
As well as our green and blue solos.
If Sigma's a red solo, then we should have a green solo and a blue solo back in the infirmary.
Well, I'm going back to the infirmary. Kind of worried about Alice and Quark. I'll go too.
As will I.
Oh, that's right. Wait, guys. There's something I need to tell you.
What is it?
Go on.
I mean, I meant to say as much earlier, but I guess there was just so much other stuff going on. I looked at Phi. She nodded back. See, the truth is...
What?
No. You found another bomb?
Yeah. In the garden.
No. That's not possible. We didn't see anything like that.
Could you have missed it?
No. No way. We checked every part of that room.
There was a number on it, and 2. It said 1. Since the one we found in the crew quarters said 3 on
Isn't
it.
there might be a third bomb out there somewhere?
One labeled
There's
2.
not a chance.
But we know there's not just a bomb labeled 2. There's also a bomb labeled 0.
Very well. We should split up and find this other bomb. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if we do find it, what are we supposed supposed to do?
That's a concern for later. At the moment, our primary concern should be finding it.
You can't fight an enemy you can't see, after all.
That's true.
Precisely.
Alright, I'll head back to the...
Please.
How about we set a time for the time we have left until the chromatic door?
We have almost 2 hours. Quite a bit, actually.
1 hour and 57 minutes.
I think approximately half of that should be enough. When we have 1 hour remaining, we should meet back at the infirmary. Acceptable?
That sounds good to me. Right, I'll tell the others too.
Good. Let's go. And break. Oh, goodness. Gazing off. And into the Floor B warehouse. So this is the white doors that Kay and Clover were talking about. Yeah, there's the lock thing. No question these are chromatic doors, I guess.
So it seems.
Ah! When did you...
I've been here the whole time.
Seriously? I just didn't notice you at all.
I guess your hearing's starting to go. How sad.
So what do you want? Why are you stalking me?
I'm not stalking you. I just followed you here.
That's pretty much the same thing. Well, Sigma, if you're feeling threatened by her, then it's stalking. But how did you do it? You were totally silent. Are you
I
Batman?
already told you I'm not. Remember? Back in the AV room when we met?
Yeah, actually. You also jumped super high all the way up to the ceiling.
Great. Aren't you curious about that graffiti?
I'm more curious why you were able to jump so high twice. Do you have gravity defying? There's no such thing. Maybe we're not on Earth. Graffiti? Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Oh yeah, that. Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Did a kid write that or what?
Why do you say that?
Well, they managed to spell ninth wrong. Who puts an E in
You're
there?
right.
Then again, maybe it means something.
Do you know what it means? The Latin part.
Hey now, give me a little credit. Even I know what Memento Mori means. Memento is memory. That's why you get a memento of something. Mori, mortality. Mort. Wait, what? Mort? That's Morg. Mori. You see it all over the place. As far as I know, it translates to something like beware of death or remember your mortality. Never forget that we all die someday. I guess it's some sort of cautionary thing.
What about the other part?
It's exactly what it says on the 10, right? Some sort of conditional about lions and suns. Anything come to mind?
No, nothing. Nothing at all. What about you?
Me? Well, let's see. Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. Memento Mori, if the ninth lion ate the sun. I repeated the words over and over in my head, but nothing. Whatever they meant, it was beyond me. Perhaps Phi. Latin. Don't you know Latin? Maybe you could figure more of it out.
Well, I know a little. More than most people, I guess, but I'm not an expert.
Then how'd you know that phrase?
Oh, that. That's from, this.
She unpinned a brooch from her chest as she spoke and held it out to me. I hesitated for a moment, then took it.
Look at the back.
I turned it over. So I guess the I is pronounced just like J in Latin, huh?
Yeah.
What is this?
A memento of my late mother. Well, I guess it's something like a memento.
See, memento. Memory. What does that mean?
She died right after I was born. I was raised by foster parents, and they told me where the brooch had come from. Apparently, it was the only thing my mother had left behind.
What about your father?
Don't have one. I guess you could say I was a bastard. I never saw his face, and I don't know his name. I don't even know if he's alive.
Uh-oh. I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I just handed her back the brooch.
That phrase got to be almost like a prayer for me. Whenever I had to make a tough decision, I'd say it to myself. Sometimes I'd just repeat it over and over like a chant. Before long, I had it memorized. Got me interested in Latin, and I started studying the language. Volapsum semel occasionum non ipsi potest Jupiter reprehendere.
That's Jupiter, reprehend. You have occasion, and you have no.
Not even Jupiter can find a lost opportunity. Sounds nice, doesn't it? But it seems kind of funny now. I mean, look at us. We've done what Jupiter can't. We can find our lost opportunities. That's why I followed you here. Thought it would be a good idea to talk to you about all this. Alone.
Okay. Yeah,
There's
I
something else we
agree.
need to do too, though.
Find the number 2 bomb.
Exactly. So we should get going. I'm pretty sure the bomb isn't in here. There's nowhere to hide it. So,
You're saying we should go somewhere
Yeah.
else?
come on, don't just stay. We need to get a move on.
Without waiting for a reply, she turned and started towards one of the exits. I followed. Well, we either need to check the archives or the control panel. It looks like we're going to the archives. The archives. Good place to hide a bomb. Now where the hell do we start looking?
I doubt it really matters. If it's here, we'll find it eventually.
So what about that Jupiter
We
stuff?
can talk while we look. Now get started.
Hmm. He was on a while ago. Did I send a message to him? I'm sure I did. God, I'm getting antsy just waiting for the reply. Come on, teach. I turned a corner of my room and began to look as Phi
I'll
spoke.
start with a conclusion I've come to. Our consciousnesses seem to be able to jump through time.
Makes enough sense to me.
No, sorry. Through time isn't really accurate. It's more like we move through worlds.
So through space-time? Worlds?
Yes. I don't mean physical planets in this case. I'm talking about a whole different universe, really. Parallel worlds.
What?
Do you know about the many worlds interpretation?
Sigma, where did you get those pretzels from? I just found them, Fi. Don't worry. Mmm, tasty. You want one, Fi? Well, kind of. I think I've heard of it once or twice.
Oh, well, I'll just explain it. Let's say, I don't care what it is, but could you move? Scratch your head, cross your arms, put your hands on your hips.
I had no idea what this was supposed to explain, but I did as she asked.
Interesting choice. You clapped your hands, right? But you could have chosen to cheer or blow a kiss, right?
Well, I guess I wouldn't do.
Details don't matter. Just talking about possibilities here. Now, maybe there are other Sigmas in other worlds who did all of those things. All these worlds and realities are branching off from one another. The choices you could have made branched off from the moment you decided what you were going to do just now.
True.
Every moment you make a decision, another universe branches off, on and on into infinity.
Like me streaming today, I could have not. Me eating pretzels, I could have decided not to. I can decide to stop the stream early. I can decide to play through the game until the end. There's a lot of things I can do. Like me saving right now, I very well could have decided not to. And then all the times where I discuss something, I could have decided not to.
Each of those branches is an alternate world. A world where a version of you did something different. Haven't you ever thought about what life would have been like if you'd made different choices?
Absolutely.
What if you'd gone to this high school instead of that one?
I remember back in 2013, it had the biggest impact in my life. What happens if I join this game before, way back in like March or February? What if I never joined the game at all? Who knows what would have happened? All I know is now I have a group of friends who, despite the pain and agony that comes with it, because believe me, I'm not a joy either, probably better than not knowing them. To some extent, I suppose.
What if you hadn't started a study group? What if you hadn't told that girl you liked her? What if? What if?
It's always nice to theorize until you start wishing that it happened. Then it gets annoying.
But are those what ifs really just what ifs?
To us, yes.
Or are there other worlds out there where you did those things anyway? That's the many worlds interpretation in a nutshell. I've simplified it a lot.
Yes, a lot.
Doesn't have to be human actions, though. I just used your actions to make the explanation easier. The actions of a cat, the flight of a bee, the movement of a microorganism.
I believe,
even fluctuations in air temperature. All these can change history.
That's why time travel is such a dangerous thing. Like the book, The Sound of Thunder, which was mentioned up in one of my other streams. There is one timeline that you're going through, but two worlds are made when you go back in time, and you end up they kill like the butterfly. So there's one world where they kill it and one world where they didn't. Initially, in their world, they decide not to kill the butterfly. So then it leads into this moderately not great world. But by killing the butterfly, you've effectively transferred from one world into another world. And it's this horrible dystopia. At least from the perspective of the main character. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second here. I'll let microorganisms slide, but there's no way that air is conscious or anything.
Can you say for sure that you are?
What?
All of your actions are caused by the cells in your brain. We could go down a little further. And you could say all of your actions are the result of atoms or electrons, or smaller particles we haven't even discovered yet.
Mm-hmm.
Are those atoms and electrons still you making a decision at that level? How different are you from the air? I'd say not much. Human existence is just one part of reality. Falling in love is like a tulip blossoming. A tulip blossoming is like a tornado forming in South America.
Whoa, okay there, Fi. Calm down.
See what I'm saying? The only thing that really matters is the action of the most elementary particles of matter. That's where history happens. That's where universes branch out.
That's true.
Hey, you stopped. Are you done with that shelf?
Oh, no,
Well,
not
keep
yet.
looking while I talk. How familiar are you with quantum physics? Never mind, don't answer that. I'll try and keep it simple for you. Hey, hand me that box, will you?
This one? Sure. I handed the box I'd been examining over to her. She set it down on the desk and opened the top.
Also... Ah, there's a stuffed lion over there. Perfect. He's part of Felidae, too.
With that, she grabbed the lion and tossed it unceremoniously into the box. She also took a weight and an ink jar and put them next to the lion.
All right. Everything's ready.
Ready?
Remember that book in the crew quarters about Schrodinger's cat? It relates to all this stuff I've been talking about. Anyway, come look at the box.
What about looking for the...
This will only take a minute. Now look.
God, Sigma, will you stop eating that pretzel? I can't help it, they're so good! I shrugged and peered into the box.
What do you see?
Well, there's a stuffed
From
lion.
now on, that's a cat. A living cat. This is important. Got it?
Yeah. It's a cat
Oh,
meow.
man. This again?
Sorry, I can't help
I
it.
find that hard to believe. Ugh. Fine. Maybe I can just ignore it.
For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
All right. What else do you see?
A weight that's not even a pod, and a jar of ink.
Right. Now the weight is going to be radioactive material, and the jar of ink is full of poisonous gas.
What? I'm getting out of here.
Idiot. It's not really full of gas. This is just hypothetical. Imagine that it's full of gas. So, what's the weight?
Radioactive material.
And the jar of ink.
It's full of poison gas.
Exactly. Good work. Now, there's one other thing you need to know about the jar. If it's struck by any of the alpha particles the radioactive material emits, these particles are emitted randomly, but there's a 50% chance that one of them will come into contact with the jar over the course of an hour. So let's close the lid. Here's the question. Is the cat inside of the box alive or dead? You can't open the box to check. And you can't hit the box. Obviously, you can't shake it either. It's also been soundproofed, so the cat could be howling up a storm in there and you'd never know. Basically, you have no idea what's going on inside the box. Do you remember what happens if the alpha particles hit the jar?
It releases the poison and the cat dies.
And what if the jar doesn't break?
Oops. It breaks, the gas fills the box, cat inhales it, and death will whisk her away. The cat lives to tell the tale.
Haha. And what are the chances of either of those things happening?
About 50%.
Uh-huh. So, what's your answer? Is the cat alive or dead?
I can't possibly know.
Then guess. It's not hard. Alive or dead?
Neither. You do, it's both and neither until you open the box. The world's a harsh place for cats. I have a feeling the poor kitty's dead.
Nope, you're wrong.
It's alive?
That's wrong too.
Then what's the right answer?
The answer is that it's in a state where it is neither dead nor alive.
What? How does that make any sense?
It's an extrapolation of something we see at the atomic level. We don't know if an atom is spinning upward or downward until we measure it. Before it's measured, those two possibilities coexist. But as soon as the measurement is taken, obviously, only one possibility is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's happening with the alpha particles. Since we can't know when they were emitted or where, we only know the probability that they'll impact the jar, because we can't observe anything that's happening in the box. That becomes the entire system. In other words, the box is like the atom. We don't know how the cat's life or death situation has resolved itself until we look at it. Until we do. It's just a bunch of possibilities. Do you get it? If the cat in the box is possibilities,
Then it's both dead and alive.
right, so let's open the lid. And when we do, all the possibilities will collapse into a single truth. Yeah. What a relief, huh? Looks like the cat's alive. Anyway, that's Schrodinger's cat. The many worlds interpretation is one theory for explaining that weirdness.
So there's another world out there where this cat died?
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Looks like that cat tick of yours cleared up.
Yeah. Well, your story was pretty insane.
Insane?
You don't think so? Just the idea of something being alive and dead at the same time. I mean, it's how people naturally observe stuff. Because if you hear screaming and like there's a locked door and you bang and pound on it, like if someone's late, you wonder if they're dead or not. They simultaneously mentally feel like they're both at once until you see it. And if the moment the lid is open determines whether or not the cat's dead, then it's almost like events in the future can determine the past. I mean, the cat doesn't die when you open the lid, so it must have already been dead.
Exactly. You've experienced it, haven't you?
You're talking about these last two AB games. The one where we were against Phi, and the one where we were against Alice. What on earth are you talking about?
Think back. Remember round 2 of the AB game? When you chose Betray, what was my vote?
Ally.
But what happened this time?
I chose Ally and you chose Betray.
Right. And both times, I put in my vote a full minute before the deadline. When did you push the button?
Right before the
I
deadline.
see. Well, that makes this a little easier to explain. If you chose Betray, then my vote was Ally. If you chose Ally, then I made my choices a whole minute before you made yours. Don't you think that's strange? You do see what I'm saying, don't you?
And my choice in the future altered your actions in the past.
Yeah, from your perspective, there's no other way to interpret it.
Now that I thought about it, round 1 had been the same. When I chose an ally, Alice had chosen Betray. And when I had chosen Betray, she had done the opposite.
Look at this die. I found it over there. Let me give you one last example.
As she spoke, she tossed the dice into the box and quickly shut the lid.
Alright, answer this question. What number is the die on?
It has to be 4.
Okay, I'm going to open the lid. Good job. You got it right.
That was just a fluke.
Was it?
Huh?
Let's think about what was going on before I opened the lid. What number was the die on?
4, of course.
Haven't you been paying attention? The die is still a collection of atoms, isn't it? I don't think you can reasonably suggest that it was made of some different kind of matter.
Wait, so you're saying that before you opened the lid, the die was on all the numbers?
That's one way to look at it, at least.
Then when you opened the lid, it was just one number?
Or it might have become that number when you declared which one it was.
Huh? Wait, what do you mean?
Your choice in the future has an effect on the past.
Which I believe it does. If you pick any of the numbers, it will go to whichever number you pick. That's crazy, yeah?
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, and we went through the scene where I most remember clarification. It was the whole multi-world thing.
We got a little off topic there.
Make a
Reality
point.
separates off into an infinite number of branches for each and every possibility. You and I seem to be able to jump from branch to branch.
That's
Of
true.
course, our bodies aren't doing the jumping.
Your minds
Our
are.
consciousnesses just sort of dive into other versions of ourselves in other worlds.
Whoa. I think I get it now. That's how you knew my name, right? You jumped from another world? That's how you knew all the things you shouldn't have known?
That's the best I can figure out, at least.
And if you remember, in Dio's ending, where she was collapsed and then suddenly came up, that was her conscious jumping from this timeline over to Dio's timeline.
Unfortunately, it seems like we don't retain all our memories when we jump.
Oh, hello, Pitch. God, you red and red. You both look the exact same. Stupid phone.
Maybe we only remember particularly important things. I'm not sure how it works, but whatever the reason,
Yes.
it seems to be fairly limited. And often, we don't seem to remember jumping at all. Things will just sort of pop up.
One second. All right. Well, if we can get to the infirmary, and then I can stop. Because I've been going for a little over 2 hours now. Jeez. Oh, yeah, no, I ain't doing this entire stream in one sitting. That's ridiculous. I'd be here. This would be like a 7-hour stream. I ain't pulling a 7-hour stream. You're insane. Well, I see the three of you in the chat, in the channel. I just need to figure out a good time when I want to stop. Could I get through the bombs? I probably could. We'll see what happens. That's why when someone asks how we know X, all we can think of is, I just knew. What's causing this then? I don't remember ever doing this before, so why would it start now?
If we knew that, I don't think we'd be having so much trouble. It's just...
We'll find out later. Just what?
Well, pretty sure it has to do with why we're locked up in here. There's no way this doesn't have something to do with whatever Zero Senior's trying to do. Why would he have left that Schrodinger's cat book in the crew quarters?
You aren't kidding me, are you? Maybe this is some kind of huge Schrodinger's cat experiment. And all 9 of us are locked up inside the box right now.
What if you've got it backwards?
Backwards?
We're outside of the box, and the rest of the world is inside.
It's just, this sounds like some high-level Danganronpa stuff right here. Oh, Jesus. Then the moment we step out of this place...
Yeah. We might be determining the history of the world outside.
No way. Oh, boy. I had 1,000 other questions, but before I could open my mouth to ask them... Huh?
Oh, good.
What is it, Clover?
There you are.
Did something happen?
Yes, we found it.
Found what?
You mean what? What else could we find?
The number 2 bomb?
The bomb.
But wait.
The other antimatter bomb. The
Where?
number 2 bomb is in the control room.
Control room. Oh, crap. Let's go! Is this it?
Yeah.
This is one of them, all right.
Yeah, it's number 2, apparently. At least we found them all now.
There could be more.
There is the number 0 bomb,
Like
after
Kay
all.
said, there might be a number 4 bomb out there. We have no way to know.
Did you tell anyone else about this, Clover?
Well, not really, but I wasn't the first person to find it.
Who was?
Kay and Luna, after they found it, they came to the infirmary and told the rest of us.
Who was in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji and Dio were there. So were Alice and Park, of course, although they were still asleep.
So everyone who wasn't asleep knows about the bomb. I see.
Yeah.
There's nobody else here, though. Where'd they all go?
Right after we came here to look at the bomb, they all left. They were going to go look for you two.
What about Alice and Quark?
They're the same, still sleeping. We checked them out just to be sure, but they seemed fine.
That's good. Fi and I looked at one another and let out a small sigh of relief.
Oh, right. I checked everybody's bracelets when we were in the infirmary. Did you want to know what they were?
Yes, please. It took her only a moment to explain. Alice was a green solo. Quark was the blue solo. Dio's bracelet made him the yellow pair. And Tenmyoji was a cyan pair. So, what are our options for
The
groups?
next set of doors to open are going to be the white doors. That means we'll have to mix our colors so that we get white.
Which means we will be allying with... We'll be pairing up with Fi and Tenmyoji. God, I'm stretching. If I laid out what it would mean. Option A. Only option. Fi and Tenmyoji would pair up with me. Kay and Dio would pair up with Quark. And Clover and Luna would pair up with Alice.
Huh? There's only one option?
Yeah, any other combinations don't make white.
What about Alice and Quark? Luna said it's going to be a while until they
We'll
wake
just
up.
have to carry them. The secondary doors won't open without 3 bracelets. And if we can't open them...
Yeah, we'll get penalized.
Exactly.
Don't worry about Alice. I'm on her team.
Are you saying you can carry her?
Yeah, well, I can get Luna to help me.
True. I'm sure she'd be happy to help.
Oh, that or she dies, air quotes. After all, we know now she's a golem. Thanks to her ending. What about Quark?
He's on Kay's team. There shouldn't be any issues there.
Yeah. Well, we still need to figure out what we're going to do about this bomb. Alice said we should be safe as long as it's not triggered with the remote.
But we can't just leave them here forever. I mean, if they go off, then everything in like a couple 100 kilometers is gonna get fried.
Well, we went to the one room that has the deactivation device, so we can probably do something with it now. Wait, a couple 100 kilometers? What are you talking about? The bomb should only have about as much explosive power as a ton of TNT, which is nothing to sniff at, but that's nowhere near the kind of yield you're talking
It could
about.
be. What if these bombs are just like the detonator?
Oh, you mean there might be a bunch more anti-hydrogen around here somewhere? Yep, right over there.
The reactor.
Yeah, there are supposed to only be 18 antimatter reactors in the whole world. If that's one of them, then there's a lot of anti-hydrogen.
But do you think we're really in the world? How much is a lot?
3.5 kilograms.
Christ almighty! 3.5? That's like 10,000 times more than Alice's 350 milligrams.
If there really is that much, and if it does explode,
Then we would be looking at an explosion roughly 10,000 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
Christ. Are you sure there won't be just a giant crater? Here. With a giant crater, the Earth's axis, its orbit's just going to fly off because of the bad distribution of weight, and it's just going to go and fly off into hell knows where, or it's going to fly right into the sun. Maybe we can become part of Saturn's rings. No, that's insane.
Wait, Clover, how did you know that?
Know what?
That stuff about antimatter reactors.
Well, that's, during my training, they...
Training for what?
My job?
Ah, of course. I didn't realize waiters these days they need to memorize how many operational antimatter reactors there were in the world. Sorry, I couldn't say that with a straight face. Or how much fuel each one of those reactors might be storing. You don't work at a cafe, do you?
Did you hear about that from Alice?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, she's right then.
And why are you using antimatter reactors at a cafe?
That's, what we call the coffee machines.
What? Damn, girl. You're... Customer, what will I get you today? Can I have some coffee? Oh, Jesus. Something's wrong with your coffee machine. No. Everything's fine. That's just a coffee machine. I don't think that's a coffee machine. Sir, please calm down. And for anti-coffee. What? Are you fucking with me?
I'm telling you the truth. I work at a cafe.
But why would you need to know that there are 18 operational? Do you have 18 coffee makers? Oh god, I forgot how stupid this scene was. It's reminding me of the episode I watched earlier. It's just so bad, it's hilarious.
It's just my kind of a job to divert attention.
Clover! That's not what you're supposed to say! Oh, good thing Alice is not here. It's called a cover-up. What?
Then what's your real job?
I'm sorry. I really can't tell you anything else.
Why not?
It's classified.
Classified by who?
Government?
The government?
That's right. Alice said it was her job to eliminate enemies of the state or something. So you two do work together.
Oh no! Check your bracelets.
What are you talking
How
about?
long until the doors open? Come on, quickly!
55 seconds. 55 seconds. 55 minutes. Damn. We were supposed to have met up 5 minutes ago.
I'm heading back then. Remember, we're supposed to meet. You guys hurry back. Bye!
Hey, you haven't. Damn it. And she's gone. Fine. She's right, you know. We need to get
Hold on.
going.
I need to check something really quick.
What? The aftertaste of tacos.
Oh, there you are. You're late. What were you doing?
Nothing.
When we arrived, everyone was already back. Quark and Alice hadn't left, of course. They both were sleeping soundly. Any traces of madness we've seen earlier, long gone.
Clover told us. You've seen the bomb in the control room.
Yeah, with our own
What the hell
eyes.
should we do? That makes 3 bombs.
Well, we have to do something. They're bombs, for God's sake.
Yep.
There's a quick and simple solution.
Really?
Remember what Alice said?
There should be an emergency deactivation password.
Which we know. Here they are, right here.
If you enter that password, the device should deactivate. You see it? Right here. There's a port. If we can find the password input, then we can enter the password.
So, if we have the password, we can deactivate them?
Whoa, hold on a second. That's great and all, but we need that password input device she was talking about.
Well, guess what we found in the control room? The one room that's only explored now.
Without that, we're still boned even if we did have the password.
Not a problem. We've resolved that issue.
Huh?
Show them.
I nodded and pulled it out of my pocket.
That was in the safe in the control room.
Exactly. We didn't have any idea what it was at first, but Vi figured it out. After Clover left, we tested it.
Turned out I was right. It fit perfectly.
Couldn't get it to do anything, though. We plugged in a couple of random characters, but all we got was an error.
Still, I'm sure this is the thing Alice was talking about. We just didn't have the right password.
But why was it in the control room?
Do you think Zero Senior put it here for us?
That would suggest it was also Zero Senior who set up the bombs.
Doesn't that seem odd, though?
But Zero Senior's not the one who's been putting the bombs down. That quite clearly has been Dio.
Zero Senior wants us to play the Nonary game, right? So why would he set bombs?
Maybe he wants to blow this whole place up if someone commits some crazy violation of the rules.
Sounds not a bad stretch.
That doesn't make sense. Our bracelets already have poison in them. If someone breaks a rule, all he has to do is activate their bracelet.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, whatever the case is, there's one thing we can be sure of. The person who set these bombs is one of us. Whether or not that person is also Zero Senior isn't particularly relevant at the moment. But what is relevant is that they know the deactivation password. If we can figure out who that person is and question them.
Oh, we know who, but they're not going to spill any passwords. So we already have all 4 of them. And I remember that I thought they were going to share it. They didn't. They didn't share it because the last password is in Tenmyoji's ending. A very sneaky, very subtle, very frustrating way to find it. It was this password right here.
We can get the password and turn the bombs off.
Exactly. That would be my quick and easy method. So fess up. Which one of you set the bombs?
Neither of them. It was one of them, not her.
Not that I expect you to do that. So, we're going to be checking every...
Checking us?
Yes. Once they're set, the bombs are... It stands to reason that whoever set them...
So you're gonna search us for it?
Yes. But... No buts. If you refuse, do what I say and you'll be fine. Understand? No reason to wait. Anyone want to volunteer to... All right.
Wait,
Huh?
you only need to search one person.
What? Why?
Because I figured out who did it. I know who did it. The words were out of my mouth before I realized I was saying them.
How can you... There's no way.
Yeah. I met Fi's gaze and nodded, then turned away. I know who set the bombs. That person. There's both Alice and Dio's end. That person is you, Dio!
Come on, what is this? Are you high?
Well, we're about to find out. Sorry, Kay, but could you hold him down? It's on him, I promise.
Get off, Sigma. You're doing this all backward.
So, this isn't a court. Besides, all we want to know is who set the bombs. And why are you getting so worked up anyway? If you're innocent, then the search will show that, and I'll look like an idiot.
Right. That's some bullshit totalitarian logic. I don't think so. What are you even basing this on? How do you know I set the bombs?
Because I know about the Myrmidons.
What?
No. How do you know that?
Oh, that's not all I know. I know about Free the Soul, I know about Brother.
What the hell are you talking about?
I can tell you the details later. But there's no question that you were the one who set the bombs.
What the fuck do you think you are? None of that has anything to do with me. I don't know who the Myrmidons are. And I don't know what Free the Soul is. And I certainly don't know anything about some old fart called Brother.
Oh, Dio, tell me, how does that foot taste? Who the Myrmidons are? I don't recall saying the Myrmidons were people. And what about Brother? How do you know his age if I haven't said anything besides his name?
Wait, so he's left? But that means he's a terrorist.
A terrorist?
Oh dear.
Left?
Well, looks like I won't be able to talk my way out of this one. Seriously, though, when did we get so famous? The Myrmidons aren't supposed to be something anybody knows about, let alone YouTube jokers. Okay, you got me. Yes, I'm the leader of the Myrmidons. My real name is Left. I was sent here to stop Zero Senior's AB plan. That's why I planted the bombs. If it looked like the plan might actually succeed, I was supposed to blow this whole place sky high.
Well, you're gonna fail. A-B plan?
What's that?
I mean, he succeeded twice over.
Oh. Well, looks like you don't know everything after all.
The A-B project is something we learned from Luna's end.
I should have been more careful. Then again, it's not like after all.
What?
God damn it, no! I leapt towards him.
Well, there. Better not come any closer. You think I'm not prepared for this? Take one step and it'll be your last.
And that thing you're holding.
It's the detonator.
Yeah, I guess it is. Back the fuck off.
Dio, please calm down. If you press that button, you'll die too.
So? Believe me, there's plenty more where this came from. Now that we've
What?
cleared that up. Come on, move it. Go, go, go!
We had no choice. Slowly, carefully, we backed away. All of us except for one, Tenmyoji.
Hey, Grandpa, you're here and gone? I said back off.
No.
You. I'm not screwing around here.
I didn't see that. So why didn't you do it? Go ahead. Press that button.
What?
Tenmyoji!
Something wrong? Hurry it up. I'm not getting any younger. Oh, do I sense hesitation? What's the matter, Dio? Scared? Well?
You son of a bitch.
So you were just bluffing?
Not bluffing, you hear me? I'll do it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. If there's really something, I should see that detonator you're holding. It's a fake.
What?
For just an instant, Dio's eye twitched down to the device in his hand. That was all the opening Tenmyoji needed.
Yeah!
He cried out and leapt through the air. Tenmyoji's leg shot out, knocking the detonator out of from Dio's hand. Shit! Not good!
What happened?
The detonator, he doesn't have it anymore.
What? What's happening? There's a red
is what happens when you try to show off.
What?
I'm sorry. This is my fault. I didn't have time to tell you how it worked.
What are you saying?
The detonator isn't supposed to be separated from Dio. If it is, then the timer on the bomb automatically activates.
Damn. How much do you know?
Fine, whatever. Well, he's right. If that thing ever gets more than a meter away from me, it activates. When it does, it starts the timers on all the bombs. So thanks to this old fart, we get to try and defuse a bunch of activated bombs on a countdown. You can go ahead and destroy the deck. Once the timers have been activated, they'll go off anyway.
How long do we have? When do they explode?
You should know, Sigma. Why don't you tell her?
30 minutes.
30 minutes? That's crazy!
Yeah.
How do we stop them?
The emergency deactivation passwords.
None of us know them now.
Right, none of us know. But there's someone who does, isn't there?
What, hoping I might spill the beans? Nice try. Unless one of you is secretly a medium, I think you're shit out of luck.
A medium?
Well, I'm out. Peace.
Wait, stop! I threw myself towards Dio and wrapped my hand around his waist, his wrist, slamming it to the ground. He struggled, but I put all my weight in it and kept his arm pinned.
Shit! Let go of me, goddammit! Get off of me! Let me go!
He continued to struggle, but I wasn't going to let him go. I shifted my weight to free one of my hands and started to try to pry his open.
Hey! Not fucking around, alright? Let go of my goddamn arm!
By then, the others had run over and piled onto Dio along with me. It's a Dio pile. It's like a bad ripoff of a dog pile. Even then, he refused to stop. With increasing desperation, he tried to get the hand I had grabbed to his mouth.
We don't have a choice. Luna, go get the Socoril.
No, if we put him to sleep, we can't get what we need out of
You think I
him.
don't know? What other choice do we have?
Search for puzzle solving. I mean, he's saving Quark all the time. Since he's the one that has to stop Quark from killing himself. This is the second time he wrestles Dio to the ground. He saves Alice once. That's about it.
Every minute we spend wrestling this prick is a minute we don't have to deal with those bombs. We don't have time for this.
Shit.
What are you doing, Luna? Go!
Right. Okay, I got it. I'm ready when you are.
You can do whatever you want to me. You're still gonna die! Go ahead. Tell yourself you can fix it. Run around like this, you fucking right. You're gonna burn!
Oh, for God's sake, Luna, shut up!
Right. Here goes.
Come on, Luna. As they began to climb off him, I finally pried Dio's hand open. There it was, just as I had expected. A small, unassuming capsule. I didn't know what was in it exactly, but it was undoubtedly some kind of poison. I stumbled towards the sink and tossed it into the drain. How much time do we have left?
25 minutes or so, I believe.
And how much time until the white doors open?
The same.
So, what do we do?
We put in the passwords and stop the
We
bombs.
search Dio, but he doesn't have a note or anything with the codes on it.
Well, only one option left then.
And that is?
Intuition. We trust our hunches.
That's Are you suggesting we just guess?
Do you have a better idea?
Well, no, but
Wait, there's another way.
What is it?
Before I can tell you, everyone has to promise to do exactly as I say. No questions. What's your answer?
We all nodded.
Good. First of all, Sigma, you're coming with me.
Right.
The rest of you, listen up. I want you to take Alice, Quark, and Dio to the Floor B warehouse.
Huh?
Why?
Didn't I say no questions? Good. That's it. We're done.
that's it?
Is there a problem? I seem to recall you promised to do exactly... Okay, we don't have much time left. Now get moving. Sigma, you're with me.
Right. If I turned without waiting and headed for the door. Before I could blink, she was gone. I gave everyone else in the infirmary a quick thumbs up and a shaky smile. Take care of these guys, okay? We'll be back. We'll see you back on floor B before you know it. So, just trust us, alright? Good. I couldn't think of anything else to say. I turned and ran after Phi. Okay, so what do we do? So, I know I promised this was going to be the last one, but I'm not going to sit here. We're at this hour. This stream has been going on for 3 hours. I'm stopping here. We'll disarm the bombs, finish the game up in the next stream. Oh man, rough, tough, and crazy. That's what it's been. Alrighty. Well, thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. And maybe finally we can get out of this horrible nightmare of Hartza, shut the fuck up. We'll get out of this horrible nightmare that is Virtue's last reward. And we can finally move on to Zero Time Dilemma. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.